for some reason, I feel like we've seen it. It's very culturally relevant. I do feel like younger people and people, millennials and people coming up, for some reason, more of them, at least in my experience, they tend to respond really well to contemporary music. And as long, I'm a fan of contemporary music, but as long as it's full of truth, I feel like a song can't say everything, but as long as it's saying something that's true, and in the context, hopefully, of an entire service, it's true. I feel like it has its strengths in that way. I feel like it's a very engaging and, like you said, personal thing. But I think a disadvantage would be people knowing the songs that we're singing. I feel like, and I grew up in the Baptist church, so we would sing, the guy would typically call out a number or something, and we would go to that number, that hymn, and we would sing it. But most of the time, a lot of people already knew the songs because they've sung them since they were 6 years old. So I feel like that's an advantage of a traditional service, is people know the songs, and people are more likely to sing when they know them than when they don't, obviously. But I feel like a disadvantage sometimes, if the advantage of contemporary is a personal and sort of a more authentic feel of the service, hopefully it's an authentic thing and not a superficial thing. That's a whole different thing. But I feel like sometimes, at least in my experience, and I know it's not the case for everybody, but a more traditional service is not as inviting to being a more personal thing. Not that it's not authentic. That's not us to say whether it is or not. But I feel like it doesn't lend itself well to participation in like an authentic, responsive worship. I don't think one's right or wrong. I don't think either one. I feel like with every form of worship that we express, because of sin, there's always that chance that it's not right. And somebody can be up on stage singing a contemporary song and being super expressive, but still be walking in sin, and we'll never know. Versus somebody who is not expressive and a good singer or whatever, and they're walking with the Lord. We just don't know people's hearts. I don't feel like in a traditional setting, a new song would be a little harder to get people to respond to, or to even get a chance to sing, or even want to. I feel like that's a disadvantage there and an advantage in contemporary. I feel like God's called us to sing a new song.